I sold my soul to the bottle. Still none of my friends have left me yet. I'm the same man I was since the age of 13, and I've lived my life with no regrets. If you're looking for some freedom, all it takes is 10 drinks minimum. If you're looking for rhyme or reason, all it takes is 10 drinks minimum.
All right, we're live. Finally. Woo! Finally live. Man, sorry everyone. Somebody was really late today.
Yeah, take a wild guess who it was.
I'm not even going to go into that. Not even going to go into it. Sorry we haven't been here in last couple of weeks. We were in El Paso doing El Paso Comic-Con. I do have audio of that, like where we did a podcast on the way back, but I don't really like the audio of it, so I might put it up. I don't know.
Did it not come out very good?
Nah, not really. It's all right. As you scream at me. Are you safe? Like you're usually not this late.
I slept through all of my alarms.
I told you he was sleeping.
All my alarms. I got up to my phone and my Alexa just like screaming at me like, you're late, you're fucking late, you're late.
Did you like stay up late partying last night?
I mean, other than the party we were at?
Yeah. I left at like midnight.
Yeah. I guess I did then. I went over to Nate's.
You went over to Nate's house till like 4 or 5 in the morning, didn't you?
Maybe.
I knew it. I knew that was going to happen.
That's like 12 hours, dog.
We have another voice in the studio. Joining us today is not the mayoral candidate, Mailing Armijo. It is comedian Matthew Blood-Smyth.
Howdy do.
Yeah, man. Welcome. Man, yeah, we were supposed to have Mailing Armijo, and she's she's in the Naval Reserves.
Oh, so they called her up.
She's in Guam. I don't know what's weird is like I've always heard like
cut that Guam umbilical cord, dude.
Yeah.
So stay here.
Yeah. I've heard like Guam's not a cool place to be, but I like Googled it. It looks really pretty, like tropical.
It's an island.
Yeah.
I'm guessing that the groceries are pretty spendy. That seems to be the way of the island worlds.
Right. I don't know. What would you do in Guam?
Water stuff. I don't know anything.
Water sports.
Yeah, I don't know anything about Guam except for that it's technically America. It's like a territory.
It is, right? I don't know why
My brother had a roommate from Guam when he was in college.
Really?
Yep.
What are the people called from Guam?
No,
Because Puerto Rico, they're like Puerto Rican.
I don't know, dude.
Guamans.
That can't be right. That doesn't sound right.
Guambo number 5.
There you go. I don't know. But
Yeah,
that's
dude, I don't know. I wish I did. That's I know a number of things about geography. That whole area. Nope.
Maybe somebody will. We don't have anybody watching yet because they probably tuned in at 5 and were like, "Where is it? Where are they?" And,
I'm sorry.
Somebody had to party their life away. I should make you drink 3 Malort shots.
That's wild. It's 5:00 in the evening.
Yeah,
because I used to own and operate a bar, right? And it was in a place where there was no like legal time where you had to close down. There's no like.
Where was this?
Nice.
Prague, the Czech Republic.
Oh, okay.
You owned a bar in the Czech Republic?
Yeah, it was a place called the Blind Eye. And so it was the shit. It was super awesome. It was a kick-ass time.
Wait a minute. This sounds like out of like a Lord of the Rings movie.
No.
Meet at the Blind Eye.
Meet at the Blind Eye.
In a fortnight.
No. The name there was Jazz Coleman of Killing Joke used to hang out
Really?
in Prague. Yeah.
Okay.
And he would hang out at a bar that my business partner, a guy named Noah, used to work at, And one night he was like, they were at some bar and they were like, I'm not going to do a Jazz Coleman impression, but he was like, if I owned this place, I would call it the Blind Eye because nobody's paying any fucking attention.
Oh.
And Noah was like, that's a great name for a bar. And so that's what we ended up calling our bar.
Interesting.
Yeah. He was like, what about this? And I was like, that's perfect. I definitely don't have a better one than that.
Yeah.
But to the point, I guess it was that there were sometimes, we'd be there till like 7, 8 o'clock in the morning. And my ass could still get up for a 5 o'clock podcast.
Oh.
Are you okay? Did you
I'm
have too much cough syrup?
No,
Do we need to talk to mom?
I'm doing fine now.
Okay,
But
good.
yeah, I did not wake up until 5:03.
Wow.
Wow, dog.
Man.
I was anxious because I was like,
I slept through
as
all
I
of
drove
them.
past it at like 4:53 and I was
Yeah.
like, oh, I got to turn around. I was like, I'm gonna be late.
I like how he's more mad at you than I am.
The
Smiley.
internet is waiting for us.
Yeah.
You should be mad at me. I haven't done this. I haven't pulled one of these shenanigans in forever.
Mad.
Just disappointed.
Yeah, that's it. And gassy. I'm not mad. I'm just having digestive.
Brody's mad. She was waiting on you.
Dude.
She's
she had a
upset.
lot to say, dude.
Can I plug my headphones in?
No. Yes, you can.
Yeah, go ahead and do that.
Do whatever you want. That's something we would have done if you were here on time.
I understand.
Anyway, so Matthew Blood-Smyth, you're the host. You do a show. Is it how often? Once a month?
Yep, once a month. It is the second Friday of every month.
It's called You're Wrong, right?
You're wrong. YOURRONG. You're wrong. It is a comedic debate show.
Yeah.
We do 3 rounds,
Interesting.
3 matchups each, where we decide what's better than what. We've had.
How do you guys choose the categories in that?
I come up with it.
Really?
Yeah. And actually, I speaking of late, I was supposed to send those out earlier to the folks. So my process is I find who's I get people on the show, I schedule them, and then I decide from my massive bag of like 150, 200 like matchups that I've come up with. I'm like, hey, who would be fun to do that?
Yeah.
Like I was like, once I have the people, I'm like, okay, what kind of energy do these people have?
Yeah.
And I clash them one against the other.
You're kind of reading the room on who they are and like their personality, and you're like, how do you want people that clash, or do you want to try to get people that are kind of like fit together?
I mean, it's just, for me, it's about what do I think is going to be the most fun energy? Because the whole point is just having a good time, right? We're doing a comedic debate show. We're arguing things like Friends, the TV show versus Friends from Work. Stuff like that,
okay.
right?
Yeah.
Things like that. Leprosy versus leprechauns. And sorry to anybody that has Hansen's disease. I know that's not the way you're supposed to.
Is that what it's actually called?
I guess so. I guess it was. I recently found out after we did leprosy,
Like
versus
leprosy is-
leprechauns. It's like that's like not a chill way to call it anymore.
It's one of those things where people are like, well, you can't say that anymore.
But it's also like curable now without, like, you don't have to have a Messiah to cure it. Like you can just.
Oh, that's
there's, like,
fancy.
regular-
It seems like we need the Messiah more and more. I'm being told. I'm being told. Oh, wait, it's coming in. Yep. Apparently, we need the Messiah more and more. I'm being told. It seems,
I'm curious to see what he'd have to say about all this.
Yeah, I feel like we have a faith. There's now a faith person in the White House. There's a White House, ordained faith person. I saw this.
So, like, does this mean that, like, it's okay to play with armadillos now?
Is that where you get leprosy from? Is that
Yeah.
That was something I didn't realize because I'm not from an armadillo part of the world.
Texas?
Texas. To quote my good friend.
So you didn't realize that either, huh?
No.
So you guys did leprosy, and people came up afterwards, and they're all, "It's not funny. My friend
actually,
Sarah's got leprosy."
No, nobody gave me a hard time, but it was like I think it was because I think it was actually like the algorithm gently let me know because it knew like the word leprosy had been said in my like around me often enough that it was like,
Actually,
you're interested in leper content. I was like, no.
Oh gosh, yeah. Have you seen this pornography? Oh, that's a tough one.
You're gonna need a strap on because it fell off.
Oh, good old Stumpy.
Gross.
God,
Gross. We're already yucky.
We're already getting.
That's not the kind of America I'm trying to build.
No.
Nope.
So, it's kind of it's kind of built a good following, right? You get a pretty good...
People are enjoying it. We're like selling out or getting close to sold out. We do it. We have a good time, and I'm loving it because it's like I'm modeling it off of a couple of other shows that I really loved up in Denver. One was called Arguments and Grievances, which was hosted by Kevin O'Brien. Shout out to KevBOBB, Uncle Kev. And then there was another show called The Great Debate, run by a theater company up there called Buntport, who are, if you're ever in Denver, they're the bomb. Some of my favorite theater in the whole world. And I like to take elements from them that I liked and mix them up for this particular show and make kind of my own thing. And one thing that I really is important to me about this particular show is that we bring, comedians and people from other disciplines.
Oh, really?
Yes. I like to do that. Like I'd love to have some more musicians on the show. Like
really?
Yep.
Podcasters?
Maybe. Sure. Yeah. I think you'd probably crush it.
Oh.
Yeah, we could do that. Let's talk. Yeah, because it's I find that it's it just the way that when you throw those two things at each other, they react in a way that people working in the same discipline wouldn't.
Right.
Like kind of like when you watch like early MMA before they realized that it was like Muay Thai and BJJ basically.
Yeah, before they were like, we need to do weight classes and
where it's just
back when one dude was like karate.
Yeah, exactly.
One dude was boxing.
Yeah.
And then now people are like, I train in MMA.
Yeah, and like that's fine and all. It's cool. But I liked it better when it was like that, where it was like, this is weird. Really
I was
weird.
I was watching an old clip from like one of the first 2 years, and one guy got down on the ground, and the other guy like pushed down on his chest and just started punching him in the dick, like just like over and over and over. And I was like, the good old days, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, which is
the Wild West.
Yeah. And so come and see You're Wrong for all the dick punching you can handle.
Yeah, hard dick punching.
Bonk.
Good old dick punching. And you guys do it in the old dry heat space?
Yeah, so that space is called the Annex at the Box Theater, right? So it's over there on 2nd and Gold here in Duke City, Albuquerque, New Mexico. We do it at 7:30 every second Friday of the month.
Yeah.
It's a blast. You should come out May 9th. Check us out.
Oh, you know what? That's the night before Duke City Championship Wrestling. We have our 2-year anniversary.
Wrestling.
Dude, it's been 2 years already.
That's nuts, man.
Right? Like they told me that, and I was like, I do the commentary, and I was like, oh, I was like, God, wrong way. I do the commentary, and they were like, yeah, we got to go ahead and promote the 2-year show. I was like, the 2-year? God damn, man. I was like,
that's awesome, dude. I'll have to come out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will be around there.
Well, I'll go to your show.
Yeah, come to my show.
You come to
I'll
ours.
come to yours. I'll do a little exchange.
Yeah. Did you know this? Before we get any further, this podcast is sponsored by Topo Chico Hard Seltzer. This, I think, I'm drinking a margarita hard seltzer.
Oh, I thought I had the pineapple. My bad.
I don't know. It does have pineapple in it, so
a little bromelain.
It is delish, man.
I like pineapples because they're bromelly at it.
Yeah. How is the feeling in the comedy community right now post dry heat comedy?
I mean, it's been a weird time.
Yeah.
Kind of overall, like like Sarah and Kelly moved back to New York. They're still involved in like certain things out here, and Funny Fiesta is still going to happen.
That's right. Yeah.
And we have, a couple of, commercial clubs. We've got Quesadas, and we've got Hyenas. Both put on lots of great shows.
Right.
But I am a bit anxious, and like part of what I'm really hoping to do is to keep alternative spaces alive.
I like that.
Because it's like a city needs its own, like, you have to have your DIY kind of stuff.
Yeah.
In order to have any flavor that's distinct about the place. And that's so I'm really excited. It looks like there's a lot of lot of folks leaning in the direction of like concept shows and stuff like that, which I'm really excited about.
I think that's a good idea because when you're doing a DIY show, you don't really have like a bar, a place to do it, and it may or may not be at the annex. It may or may not be at like a basement place or outside somewhere. So like getting people to come and be excited about just random comedy is harder, I assume. So like maybe making it a concept show is a good way to like get people seen, I think.
Yeah. And I was at a show recently that Royal was hosting. I know you know Royal.
Oh yeah,
he's also involved in the wrestling.
You are correct.
Yeah, what is it? What For Sale? Is it his crew?
Solid, yeah.
For Sale. Oh, sorry.
No, it is For Sale. That is so. His name is Sale, and it's SALE, and so it's For Sale. Is like their evil group.
Oh, right on.
You know, and the problem with Royal is Royal's like in the evil group. And I had to like tell Royal, I had to tell Royal, okay, you're in the evil group. You have to be evil. You can't you can't be upset that people are mad at you. That's the goal, you know.
You got to play the heel, baby.
Yes, and like
that's how you know you're doing a good job. Oh, they're booing at me.
In my dream, like I'm a commentator, but so I'm like up there, you know, in the thing talking about like you know, doing the matches, and it's my dream to be the evil one, you know.
Oh, dude.
And it's like,
dude, who gives a shit about like the good guys, bro? It's always the bad dude. That's
being able to tell people that they suck shit,
dude. Yeah,
hell yeah, dude.
Fucking Jake the Snake Roberts,
and
fucking Undertaker,
dude.
Coming out with
dude, you know,
Paul Bearer and shit.
My favorite, like growing up, like heel.
Even The Rock was kind of a heel most of the time.
Yeah,
like, he was the people's champ, but he was also a heel.
That's how he became The Rock, because like people did not believe him as a good guy, and they were like, but then when he became a bad guy, and he was like telling people off and telling people to shut their mouth. It doesn't matter anymore.
I still call people jabroni, man.
Dude, like. Growing up, my favorite was Ravishing Rick Rude.
Oh, dude.
He would come out to the ring and he'd have on his robe, right? And they'd get the microphone. He'd be like, I'm going to need for all you fat, out of shape Albuquerque slobs to shut your mouths while I take my robe off for the ladies. And I mean, fuck it. And then he would. And then they would show the women and they're all, yeah, and then he would kiss like a random fan after the thing. And like, as a man, and you're like, fuck that guy, you know?
Didn't he like steal Hulk Hogan's like manager sweetheart or whatever at some point? Or
he kissed Jake the Snake Roberts' wife.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
It was Jake the Snake.
When you talk about heel heat, man, people were livid pissed. They were like, and then to make it worse, he came out and he had tights that were airbrushed with her face.
That's right.
For their face right on his dick. Right on his crotch, and he would grind it, you know, and like. And, you know, you can't get any fucking, like, people are so mad. They're like, I want you to die, you know, and then, you don't. And then they're mad and they pay again, you know, that's the whole story, you know.
Yeah, dude, I love it. It's such an interesting art form.
Yeah. Isn't it? Thank you. Like, people are like, oh, it's, you know, it's stupid. And I'm like, no, it's an art form. There's like, you know, it's carnival. It's, you know.
Dude, all day.
Yeah,
all day.
Yeah.
It's stage work, man. That is like,
dude,
it's just some impressive.
It's a soap opera with a ballet of violence. Like,
well,
what is not to like?
Well,
dude?
and the crazy part is you have these people that like they're like, I want to do it, and they're like, I'm very athletic, and you're like, okay, that's about literally 30% of it. The rest is all crowd work and.
How are you at sewing? You make your own costumes.
Someone can make that for you, but like. No one. The thing that people cannot, like, when you're performing, you can train and you can practice, but the thing that no one can do for you is get up there and actually do it. Like, whether it's wrestling or stand-up comedy, like reading the room, reading the audience, and because like as a stand-up comedian, I assume you will walk out and like your set can change as the crowd, right?
That's one of my favorite parts about it.
Right.
So I come from like the theater primarily, right? I grew up in that world. I've been, you know, I act on film and television and stuff like that, but I grew up in the theater, and it's like, and especially also after like I also like lived with comedians in Denver for
Right,
years.
right.
Like it was like a month or two that I put like a toe in it, but I was just an actor. But like the real place where any performance happens isn't like on the stage or in me, the actor or whatever. It's in the imagination of the audience, the collective imagination of the audience. I'm just here to like give them a space to put all that. And so if you don't have like some kind of sense of what's going on with them, you could just be shooting blanks, like, you know, just shooting in the dark, and it's not going to work. Right? Which, I mean, it does happen. And that's one of the reasons too, why I'm like, I'm, you know, and a couple of other people are looking for, some other regular spaces where we have a more like a black box type of space. Cause a bar show, just because of the container, isn't the same in that way, right?
Right.
People come to see a show. If they're giving you something much different, whereas with a bar show, you've got to like really fight for it, and you can't really get as weird with it because people are like, oh, it's just another person being a weirdo in the bar, and that's not interesting, you know?
Right.
Yeah, we tried bar shows over at the I'm gonna say the Blackbird. They did not work out well.
Right. I remember Rusty. I remember watching Rusty at those Blackbird
He's
shows.
great.
He wasn't in those days. He's a lot like Rusty is really refined and come a long way. Yeah, like I remember it was like a brunch show, and there was like
he's a really strong writer.
Yeah, there was a brunch show, and there was like kids and shit there, and Rusty's up there like rapping and telling jokes about rape, and I'm like, I don't know if this is gonna work, man. Read the room. We did so. Smiley and I, like 2 weeks ago, we were in El Paso, and our friend Patrick Warburton was there.
Okay,
and he did Thursday night, Friday night, and Saturday night, 2 shows a night at the comic strip in El Paso. Have you been to that place?
I've not. I've never even been to El Paso.
So we found out, like we were going down, and I kind of knew him, and I knew his agent because like last year I hung out with him, and so I hit up his agent. And I said, hey, can we go to Patrick's show tonight? And she's like, yeah, which one do you want to go to? And she got us tickets.
So who's this?
No,
I'm kidding.
She knew who we were. So then we go. And that was a really interesting, and I haven't been to Casadas, and I haven't been to Hyenas. Is Hyenas open?
Yeah.
It's open, okay.
Yeah.
Have you done a show there yet?
No.
No, okay. So, like, going to that comedy club after doing, like, Dry Heat for a while was really interesting.
Yeah, it's very different, isn't it?
It's very, like, get them in, get them out. Get them in, get them out.
Yep.
And, like, because they do an early show, so we get an Uber over there, and like they're driving us over to this place, and like I guess a lot of comedy clubs are like this too. It's in like a strip mall,
Right.
which, you know, whatever. But you know, we're getting dropped off, and I see a bunch of people in the front of the place, and I'm like, oh, is there a bar or something that like people are trying to get in? Nope, it's that comedy club, right? To see him, and
Yeah, the signage, it's kind of hard to find even.
yeah. So then we walk up, and there's a long line in front of us.
Oh, yeah.
And we get in line. I'm like, shit. And then, like, after 10 minutes, there is a long line behind us. Mm-hmm. And in my mind, I'm like, damn, man, how big is this place? Because there was a lot of people. Mm-hmm. Like, when we got there was, I don't know, like 50 people in front of us, Smiley, right?
At least.
At least.
Yeah,
At
and
least.
then,
it's over 500.
Oh, does it really?
Yeah,
okay.
the one here in town, yeah.
And they were standing.
Oh,
people
the
when we
Hyenas
got in.
does?
Yeah.
Okay, well, that comic strip, it had to have been that. It had to easily have been that.
Yeah.
So we get in, and they have like a guy, like as soon as you walk in, they have a guy who's like directing you of where you can sit, because if you pay more, you can sit closer to the front, which also kind of blew my mind, like because a lot of people don't usually want to sit, you know, near the comic, but you know, some people do. So we were like, can we sit over here on the side? So then the funny thing too is this show is called 10 Drink Minimum. It's not named after alcohol. It's not you have to drink 10 drinks. I actually named it after the 2-drink minimum that comedy clubs would have, right?
Yes.
So this place did not have a 2-drink minimum. It had a 2-item minimum.
Minimum.
Yeah.
And I'd never seen the item thing.
I liked that one.
Because you could get a hot dog, you could get a beer, you could get whatever. And the lady comes over and she's like, what can I get for you? And he'd gone to the bathroom. So I was like, well, you know, you're here right now and there's so many people in here. I assumed she wasn't going to come back soon. So I was like, I'll get and I'd seen him drink something. And so I ordered that for him. And then I ordered me like a Dos Equis, 2 different beers. She brings me those beers, and then he sits down and she's all, and for you? And I'm like, do you think these 2 are for me? Like, honestly?
These 2 different beers.
Yeah, I just couldn't make up my mind. I went to
wash down the Dos Equis with the other beer.
But what was crazy to me is as soon as it was over, they were like, get out.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they were like shoving you out. And, but it's crazy because we talked to Patrick because, like, now we're like more friends than we were because I met him last year and then I met him this year. And like we talked about the comedy. He's only been doing it 2 years. And that guy, motherfuck, dude.
He's only been doing it for 2 years?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he's also been in show business for many, many years, right?
And, yes. And he did an
really commanding presence, a great voice, all kinds of good stuff.
But I thought he was going to get up there. I'm with you. Like, I was like, well, you know, he's going to get up there. He's going to be Patrick Warburton. He's going to tell story. Nope. He fucking did an hour and 10 minutes of material and fucking on it. And it was good.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of clips. He's good.
Yeah. And I was like, motherfucker. Like, the thing is like, and I mean, he is who he is because of how talented he is. He got up there and like, but like, when I did his panel that Saturday, and I was able to like throw softballs at him so he could hit him out of the park for the audience. And it was one of those things where like, when you work with someone who's talented, the lifting is easy.
Yeah.
And I was trying to do that for him, and he did that for me. And then later that night, we were hanging out, and like I was like, "Man, you are so like gifted in how witty and how good your timing is." And he was like, "Oh, thanks a lot." And I was like, and I told him, I was like, "I'm not just saying that. I was like, I'm around comedians, and like, you know, I see how hard it is, and I was like watching you, like you make it like." And he was like, and then he goes, "All right, I really appreciate that." Then, you know, he was like into it, but like that whole like watching that, you know, because like if you go to a comedy club on a Friday night, you're gonna go out and eat, you're gonna go to the early show, and then you're gonna watch the comedian, and then they're gonna shove you out the door.
Yes,
that's kind of an interesting concept, you know. So that's what I liked about Dry Heat, where it was kind of more. When I talked about it at the thing, I was like, you know, they may be successful, but they don't have the heart, you know.
Yeah, well, I mean. Yeah, I don't want to, you know, disparage like any of the any of the, you know, whether or not they've got heart or whatever, because it's just like at a certain scale, I think the model does have to be a bit different, right?
Yeah.
And they bring a lot of great people into town.
Because the Hyenas can hold 500.
Yeah,
I feel like that.
I was there.
Who'd you see?
A couple weeks ago. William Montgomery.
Who's that? I don't know.
He's a fucking lunatic. He's got a long red beard.
Ooh, I know who you're talking about.
And he's known by most people because of his success on Kill Tony.
Oh.
But I actually knew him when he was an open micer in Denver.
Okay. Like you knew him.
Yeah, like when I got to the show, like I saw AJ De Leon, and he was like, "Oh, hey, come back! Like, William remembers you and stuff." So I just like chilled in the greenhouse.
Nice.
The greenhouse.
In the greenhouse. I like
in the greenhouse.
that.
Yeah, no, the green room. And just it was great to catch up with him and stuff like that. But it's funny too because he's this absolute like madman on stage. Like, yeah, bitch, you know, like this whole thing. But he's just like this very sweet, like, oh, I'm so grateful that you guys are here. And it's like, yeah, he's just a really, really nice guy and very, very funny and wild. But yeah, that was really exciting to see, you know, somebody that, you know, because like having spent so much time in like just like as a just someone more kind of like in your position, just a dude that was like in the arts who would hang out in that place because it was like fun and a good time.
Right. Yeah.
See so many of those guys like actually doing stuff like like a few guys from Denver, the Grolics. They had a TV show for a while. Sam Tallent's doing a lot of
Sam Talent. I got to see Sam in Trinidad.
Okay.
At the Southwest.
At the
the
Chief Festival or whatever.
Yeah, we did a podcast there the first year.
Yeah, he's amazing.
They brought us up there. The first year they did that festival, and they were like, "Can you come and do your podcast at this thing?" And I was like, "Yeah." And we went up there, and they did all the podcasting in a funeral home.
Oh, I was gonna say, was it a mortuary?
Mortuary? It was a funeral. Yeah,
funeral home. Okay, yeah.
So I was like, "Well, and so we get there, and they were like, "Well, what do you want to do?" And I was like, "Well, I want to meet the funeral director. Is he here?" And they're like, "Yeah, he is here." And so I asked him, I was like, "Will you come on the podcast?" And he came and did the podcast with us.
How was that?
The dude was like,
wow.
The dude was ready to go. He was live and in living color, man. He was animated and he was like all about life. He was like, "Hey, how's it going? I'm blah blah blah." And
It was crazy, dude.
He was something else, yeah.
bonkers.
And I was all excited. I was like, and then afterwards, like the audience, there was a lot of people because like it's not a big town, and like I think 3 different people were like, "Hey, you guys are great. You guys should move here." They just kept asking us that. I was like,
I mean, there was a movement, from a lot of the Denver people. They started stuff, and I think Nathan Lund is still there.
"Oh, that's right."
Yeah, I mean,
Is he the one that started it?
He was running that festival. I don't know if it's still going on. I don't think so.
That sucks. Yeah, I have the poster right up there. Yeah, when we were at.
There it is.
Yeah, but like, because I was like, we didn't get invited back, and I was like, well, that sucks. And I think I don't think that's because of anything we did, but I think they just were trying to like do different things every year.
Yep.
But is it not a thing anymore? That sucks.
I don't know. I think they might have not been doing it because it would be happening like right now.
Well, they have
no?
they now have like a big music festival there now. Caveman.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's right.
And like the Toadies are playing it. I was like, that's kind of cool.
That's why.
Gosh, who else? Band of Heathens. A couple different things. So I might go up for that.
It's a cool little town.
Yeah.
I mean, it's beautiful part of the country.
Yeah.
Of that like Raton, Trinidad area.
So you how long have you been doing comedy then?
Well, only a couple of years, like 3 years now.
3 years?
Yeah. Like I said, when I was living in Denver, I tried it for like 3 or 4 months, but I was just doing it because I was like living with stand-up comedians. I had moved back from, like I said, I lived in the Czech Republic, and then I was in New York for a little while, and that was not for me. Didn't work out.
New York? No.
No, it was. Yeah, it's not too many. Where are the trees? Like,
Yeah. Are you like an outdoor guy?
I am.
Okay.
Yeah, I really do need to like get away and like be in quiet and have like empty space. Like when I'm not telling jokes, like I like to climb. I go like petroglyph hunting. I go places where I think there might be petroglyphs. And like when I say hunting, I'm not like pulling them off the walls. I'm just trying to find them because I think that's cool, and I like caving and stuff like that. I like going to places where there's not a lot of people.
Well, you picked the right state.
Yeah.
Dog. That was a huge because people are like, oh, you're an actor. Why don't you move to New York or LA? I'm like, nah.
Or the place where I can avoid
99.9% of my life is going to be just like living, right? And then like for most actors, it's you're really only on set for a handful of days a year, right?
It's true.
If you're lucky.
It's true. Yeah.
And so it's really more about like what kind of life do I want to have, and
In the meantime,
yeah, and New Mexico's a beautiful, beautiful place, and it's weird, and Albuquerque definitely has its rough edges for sure.
Well, and like when someone's like, why are you not living in LA or whatever for acting? I mean, there are sound studios right now where they're struggling to fill those because of us here in Albuquerque. Albuquerque's putting a stomp down on the movie and TV.
And also it's like the industry is, I think, experiencing a really challenging time right now because it like expanded so much, and it seemed to be in like a place of retraction because it was like suddenly the model changed, right?
yeah, suddenly everyone's going to Atlanta or going to here.
Yeah.
Well, and also it's like you expect to be able to like click your device and be able to watch something, and like very few people go to the cinema.
No.
And nobody buys them. When was the last time you bought a DVD or a Blu-ray?
I did finally.
I do that obsessively.
I bought
but
them.
Probably, yeah.
He does.
But I'm on the low end there.
Yeah.
But I have a
thank
coworker.
you.
I have a coworker that does the same, right? So then, like, the problem I'm now having is
If I like a TV show, I will buy it on disc.
I'm kind of like starting to lean back that way because of like Warner Brothers. When they were like struggling, and they just started dumping all of these IPs off of the streaming, so they didn't have to pay them royalties anymore. So then there's all these like different shows and things now that no longer exist that you cannot find.
Yep.
That like
Unless
there was
you bought them.
And there was like animators that were like, please, someone pirate my show, pirate it, so that it still exists because I can't, because he can't.
I can't access it.
And so certain things now I'm getting to where I'm like, okay, I'm going to buy that. But then there's the problem now. Did you see where that one company that was making DVDs or making Blu-rays, and something they used in it was like not good, and now they're like deteriorating. So
Oh,
like
yeah.
even if you bought it, it's like
That was
they'll-
those were
they'll
the
fall apart, yeah.
MGM.
Yeah.
All the MGMs from 2002 to 2007.
so you might
I
own it,
think.
but you might put it in and it might not work because
and it might just like start crumpling.
Yeah,
Well, I mean,
that sucks, man.
entropy, baby.
Yeah. So, and then I have another coworker. I have a coworker that has like a DVD collection, like he has a whole wall of them. And then I have another coworker who, you know, we're nerds, so they have like a server,
You don't say.
a media server, you know, with all this. They're like, you want access to my media server? And I'm like, sure, you know.
No, I keep all mine on digital as well.
Like-
I have a hard drive of all my movies.
You ever like go like think of an old movie and you like want to watch it? And you go,
Yeah.
oh, it's got to be on Prime, and it's not,
Oh, all the time.
and you can't find it. And
Yeah,
it's
there's all
like,
kinds of stuff. I'm thinking about dumping all my stuff and getting there's one. It's like something family, where it's just like I'm just like, maybe I should just get like this like the Soviet animation streaming system and that's it.
the Soviet animation.
You know, just truly weird stuff, because it's like most stuff I don't really even want to watch.
Right.
You know, most of the time it's like stuff comes out. It's
I
very rare that I'm excited about things. I want to see Sinners. That looks cool.
I just saw that because I was at a party last night and everyone was talking about that because like anymore it's hard to know what's out or what's going on. When Sarah and Kelly were here, I watched the Golden Globes with them and the Oscars. And like
You
half
didn't
of the
know shit.
movies I was like, I don't even know what the fuck this is.
Yeah.
But I watched the preview for that and it looks intense.
Yeah, it looks
and
dope.
the guy who created it has done some really amazing
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
So that's the thing is like there are people out there doing. So I bought the Dylan movie on Blu-ray.
Okay.
Because I like it. I like it a lot. I know people don't, but I do because I'm a big fan of his, and I like that time period. And someone's like, "Well, I don't think it's accurate." And I said, "Well, what fucking
It's a movie.
biopic is accurate?" You know?
I mean, it's got to hit those beats.
Yeah.
I feel a little saturated on Chalamet, but I
Yeah.
will watch and rewatch his episodes of SNL anytime. Like,
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
You're a perfect error. I love him.
Well, did you watch him do music?
I mean, he's great, dude.
Jesus
he's
Christ, dude! Come on.
It's one of those things where it's like I'm not a hater.
Yeah.
It's really obvious like why he's such a
Yeah.
star.
Yeah,
You know what I
'cause
mean?
He's incredibly talented.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's another nice thing too about like being on sets and stuff like that. Is
Right.
like you do get to see up close. You're like, oh shit, like that's
This is why.
you're the real deal. Like
Yeah.
that's why they do it. You know, and
Yeah.
I'm just stoked.
Do you get to do a lot of acting?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, not as much as I would like, but
Sure.
yeah, I'm on.
It's
I'm on,
never
like,
as much as you would like.
I'm on films and
Do you-
TV shows and stuff like that. I've died on a toilet or two. You
Nice.
know?
Have you been a corpse?
Oh, dude, I die all the time. I keep
Nice.
getting killed. The last thing I got killed on the last thing I was on. I walked up, Bryan Cranston saw me and shot me, and unfortunately, I guess that's not coming out. They ran out of money in the middle of filming the show. It's called Lone Wolf.
With Bryan Cranston?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and they just ran out of money, and that was kind of a funny
You
experience.
think they'll find it? Because I mean, he's...
Oh no, it's like done. They finally shut it down. Yeah,
Oh.
they shut it down.
You would think something with him would find the money.
I mean,
you know what I mean?
Dude, that's sort of the thing, dude.
it
Is
happens
that
more often than you think,
is
man.
that it's like it's really hard to get people to
Fund
watch
it, yeah.
stuff and
Yeah.
fund things, and like
It's hard because there's number one. There's so much. There's maybe this is where we make our millions. We like create like an app or something where we can like throw. We'd be like,
we're gonna
here's
create an app, guys. This is how we're
all
gonna
right.
get
Here's what we're
rich.
gonna do, guys. Where we're like, if somebody clicks on it, it's like, here's the shows you should be watching. And I'm sure there is one.
I don't
I don't
like
know,
programming,
but I don't
though.
even know where that is. You know, because like
That's just the front page of like any streaming service. They're like, this is what you should be watching.
yeah, but see, that's what. But see, but people,
Drink your slop, pig boy.
but people aren't doing that because I'll go to a party and like half of the party is people talking about the shows they're watching, and then someone going like this, hold on, and they're pulling out their phone and they're like making notes of all the shows that are out. This happened last night. I was
Yes.
sitting there talking about it, and because there's some. Have you watched The Studio?
I don't watch anything, man. You know what I watch? I watch
Uh-huh.
ASMR videos.
Okay.
I just like hang out of my house and people are like, "Welcome to the tailors. Please stand here while I measure." Oh, is this for a wedding? An event? And you're just like,
So I have to tell you, we did El Paso a couple weeks ago, and we did all of the celebrity panels, right?
Got it.
And you've got Star Trek people, you have Marvel people, you have
You had the Dragon Ball Z people.
Dragon Ball Z people. Marvel probably had the biggest crowd.
Okay, not surprising.
Yeah,
But-
they needed both of us just to do like crowd stuff,
Yeah,
right?
but right there, barely below, was a YouTuber.
Oh my god, that guy was amazing.
A YouTuber.
Who?
Brandon Rogers?
Yes.
No idea. No, I'd never heard of him. And 7 point something million followers on YouTube. And his line that whole weekend was massive. Like he had a line like around, and you know what? And someone's like, yeah, but I bet it was all kids. And I go, yeah, that's what you fucking want. You don't want like 40-year-old dudes. You want like, 18 to like, whatever.
They don't want 40-year-old dudes.
I know.
But
What were we doing?
maybe that's
there?
why I don't watch anything anymore,
Right.
Because I'm not what they're shooting
But to me, and this I may be wrong on this, but I don't think so. To me, the Marvel thing, the Star Trek thing, that's all on its way out. That's where
I think
everything's
so.
that's where everything's
for.
going.
And that's
Yeah.
that I think you're quite right because
Yeah.
one of the things I think fundamentally
Yeah.
is just that we have so many different ways to like watch ourselves now.
Yeah.
Like there's this,
Right?
and there's like so many different like ways to access media, and it's just there were limited channels, but
We had no
that meant it's like I'm the
Well-
one that can sell, ad space for whatever
Right.
soda you're trying to sell.
Well, back in the day, everybody's like, well, if people will say this, well, nothing compares to like how many people watch MASH or I Love Lucy. There was 3 fucking channels.
exactly, yeah,
That was it.
right.
Of course they had like 50 million viewers, But like, well, you talk about like,
Kind of sounds like you're talking shit about MASH. I love that show.
no, I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying like, of course people watch the shit out of those shows. But like we were talking about earlier when you were saying you're on set and you see somebody and you go, oh, that's why you're big. Cause look how talented you are. We did the panel for that guy.
Oh yeah, that guy.
And like, I'd never heard of him in my life, but I went and followed him because I was like, because we did the whole, like, dude, he took it over. He like, he did his own audience thing.
He fell down a few times. He was everything like
Dude,
whole
he was
9 yards.
he was on
Falling
it.
down.
Well, he was running. He like, I was gonna have Smiley run around and ask the audience questions because there were so many people. And he goes, "There's no need to do that. I'll do it." And he grabbed the microphone from him and he ran around and he did all the audience questions. And he got up on a chair at one point and he fell off like twice, but like animated, like charismatic,
and he knew
funny.
his audience.
He knew his audience.
His audience. They loved him and he loved them.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
And like at first I was like, I don't understand why you have so many people. And then by like the end of it, I was like, yeah, this guy's, he knows what he's doing.
I
He's
just came here to feel old. That's what happens.
That's
They
what
just
happened.
Came here to let me know that I'm not. My pulse is not. My finger. It's not on
Right.
the pulse of
yeah.
America.
And
I'm sorry, and just took the mic from me. I was like,
yeah.
all right.
And the thing that really like, I don't think a lot of them caught, but like, he's up there and he's like, he's really animated. He's really graphic. It was really crazy because his audience was very young, like kids, like with their parents. He's talking about like shaved buttholes and like dildos and shit. And I was like, all
Don't
right.
shave your butthole. That's gonna itch.
Right. And
Brexit.
then like, so one of the fans
This
goes,
man knows.
they were like, I don't really have a question, but I would just really like to hang out with you. And he was like, you know what? You honestly wouldn't. He's like, me and my boyfriend are very boring. He's like, everything you see on my YouTube channel is a character. He's like, everything you see, every voice you hear me do in an anime is a character. Then he's like, right now, I'm a character. And I was like, uh-huh. And I don't think a lot of the people really understood that, you know?
I'm working right now.
Yeah.
This is-
I'm
my
at
job.
work. You know?
Brandon, what?
Brendan
Rogers.
Rogers.
I'll have to check that out later.
I know, yeah. It was
I'm not gonna do it right now.
he
Not gonna
he
click, click, click.
but like I asked him, I said, how do you feel about all these like different how do you feel about your kind of the new media versus like the old media? Do you feel like that's on its way out or is gonna replace it? And he goes, don't you think it already is? And I was like, dang, he was on it.
He's quite right.
He was,
Yeah, and so it's that's actually really changed my relationship to like film and television and stuff like that. It used to be something that I was like, it's gonna happen if you stay in the game, and it's like now it's like, oh, it is happening.
Mm-hmm.
It happens,
Yeah.
but like I don't know. It's
Is
just
it-
about finding a pace and
Right.
things to do for me. Cause like, and I'm much more happy doing stuff like You're Wrong.
Yeah.
Cause it's like fun, dude. And we're all gonna fucking die. I don't know if you guys know this out here in podcast land. We're all gonna fucking die.
Is that true?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
No.
Well, that's why we do this.
Yep. That's why we do this.
So we live forever.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Digital form.
Yes. Somewhere, some algorithm is gonna pull up a clip of, maybe, you know what we could all dream to do
We'll
is
just be known for as a podcast with wiener dogs.
well, I just want,
I love that little dog. She is not friendly though.
I just want some rapper to steal like a clip of my voice and then just throw it in a song somewhere that's like super famous,
That'd be great.
Yeah. I'm done. And then like people are like, "Oh, you know where that sound clip came from the, My Booty song,
My
or whatever."
Booty hole.
Yeah,
And they're out here shaving buttholes.
yeah,
Anything
shaving
you want.
butthole.
Shaving
Wow, wow, wow. It's all I want. It's all I want in
Shaving
my life.
wax it.
Somebody just to clip it and,
That'll
yeah.
Yeah, I that kind of stuff is fun though.
Yeah.
Recontextualize. I have like buying old like dollar bin albums,
Mm-hmm.
and sure Herb Alpert.
Herb Alpert and the Tijuana Brass.
That's the one. And so I was like, at one point I was like, I'm gonna collect all of his albums because there's always some.
Yeah.
Like when you go to a thrift store, there's
Do they
always some
all
Herb
have
Alpert.
like a naked woman on the front?
Not all of them. No,
No.
he did a whole bunch of different stuff.
Okay.
And I have one that was released in 1979 called Rise, and that's the one that the Notorious B.I.G. sampled.
No
That
shit.
Biggie.
Can't you see? I didn't realize that was a
Yeah, and
Herb Alpert.
it was such a fun discovery because like I threw it on and I was like,
Oh, okay.
and then just like that it hits that
Yeah.
that hook and we're just like, what?
Wait, hold on.
I was explaining to somebody who he was, and I was like, I guarantee you've heard that. What is the big one? It's like something fly,
The-
Spanish fly. Or...
The Spanish Fly, yeah.
There it is. Yes. Yes. And it's almost like 70s game show music a little
Oh,
bit.
dude!
Yeah.
Which, by the way, that's the next step in the. I'm
Can I
I'm
get a
looking to
radio
host
station just for that?
some game shows here in town. I think that's the future.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Local game shows.
Are you kidding
Local
me?
game
That
shows.
would
No,
be
I'm not.
amazing.
I'm not kidding you.
I'm in.
Oh, honey, you're invited. It's okay. We got a cranky little dachshund
Yeah.
in here.
She usually will sit and like chill.
Yeah, it was because I got too loud. I
No,
got
like
too- I
the
got too-
last show we
I
did,
got
like
too
2 weeks ago,
animated.
she got really like, she went to town on the people constantly.
Yeah, no, but really in the next few months, I am.
Are you really gonna do that? Huh?
planning with some friends? Yeah, to put
Nice.
on some game shows
Good.
because it's like fun.
Yeah.
Let's have some good times.
Yeah. Do you have good prizes or no?
The prize is the time you had on the show.
No, but I'm saying like you could probably go to like
we'll get some prizes, but it's like it's funny because my friend Tim Chevrolet has a really excellent idea.
Did you say Timothy Chalamet?
No, Tim Chevrolet, not Timothy Chalamet. No, my boy, but Tim Chevrolet's a very different guy. He's a comedian
all right.
and an actor here in town. That he and I collaborate on things here and there, and like he's been running the sound and stuff for me for You're Wrong.
Yeah.
But he's got like when you ask, are you gonna have good prizes? I can't tell you the name of the show that he's like because it's not like a public thing yet. But when we do that show, I just want you, Chris, to think about the question that you asked, and you'll be like, "That's
Okay.
right on."
Okay. All right.
It's gonna be real dumb, everybody. You're gonna love it. You're gonna love every moment of it.
So because I'm saying because there's like some really good. Do we want to take a break or do we want to just push through and just go to 7? It's up to you guys.
Are you asking me?
I could use a little.
I would kill for a cigarette.
All right. Well, you have no say in this,
I know.
bro.
I could. I'd like to void my bladder.
Okay. Well, then we'll take a break
A
then.
little wee wee.
So
We'll be back soon. Internet land.
what do you have coming up other than You're Wrong?
Just started rehearsing for the Shakespeare Festival, so come and see Othello. That should be exciting. But other than that, You're Wrong is my big focus right now. Putting together other shows kind of in a similar vein. And then I'm also on like the volunteer coordinator committee for the Funny Fiesta.
Oh, nice.
So that's pretty much my world is sort of wrapped up in that until like September.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, and I expect I'll be hosting at like Quesada's and stuff. They've reached out to me, but I don't know when exactly.
Good. Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. It'll be great.
When's the Shakespeare festival?
It starts June 12th.
You like doing Shakespeare?
I love Shakespeare. Yeah.
Okay.
Which is we had our first rehearsal today, and just like it's been a while since I've had like been in a play, and just man, it's like I guess I'll put it this way. Do you guys know where the word passion comes from?
No.
An Italian, it's a Latin word, right?
Okay.
Passio means suffering. And if you're like passionate about anything, it's just like, it's like so hard to like sit in it. Because it's like, I really, 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 really give a fuck.
Yeah.
And like, it's a
It's
lot.
It's a tough thing.
It's a lot to take on. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So like I was saying earlier, May 10th is the 2-year anniversary of Duke City Championship Wrestling at the El Rey Theater. I don't know for sure. I'll have to check this. We were going to do 2 shows. We were going to do a matinee 2 to 5 for kids, and then we were going to do a live, a more adult, family/adult oriented show from 7 to, whatever. But May 10th definitely is going to be wrestling. So buy your tickets. Go on there. When I say Duke City Championship Wrestling, I really mean the NWA New Mexico's, because we're part of the NWA now with Billy Corgan.
How about that?
I know, right? And he's coming. He's coming.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
Not this one. Not on the May 10th one. But I will let everyone know when Billy Corgan's going to be in town. So
Yes.
Yeah.
And then definitely come to see You're Wrong the night before that on the
Yes.
night at 7:30.
Oh yeah, definitely the night before. Then May, we're media sponsors for Pridezilla.
Woo!
When did that happen?
May 24th. I brought it up the last time we were on the show. We are one of the media sponsors for Pridezilla, and they're going to come on the podcast on May 4th to talk about Pridezilla. They're going to ask us to podcast from Pridezilla.
Fantastic.
Yep. I'll do it if you will, but I want to be on stage, and I don't want to do like fucking 2 hours. I want to do like 30 minutes, live in front of the audience and just have fun.
Yeah.
I'm in it. But other than that, that's pretty much all we've got going on. So definitely go out and see the You're Wrong. I'm going to go to this. I've actually never been, so
Yeah.
I don't know why I never went.
Your throne has made its appearance a couple of times.
Do you want to use it?
Yeah, let's bring it. Bring it
Okay.
out.
It's they were like, Sarah and Kelly gave it to me, and I know there was some people that were not happy probably about that, but
It's for yours. It's yours.
and they were like, you can rent it out. I was like, no, I'm not going to rent it out. But if people would like to use it, I would, I would lend it to you.
Cool.
And as long as people take care of it, I don't care, because it's kind of, it's kind of part of like dry heat.
Yeah.
It's
part of the community history.
throne.
Yeah, it's rad. I've got
Yeah.
some cute, I got some cute pictures of me on that thing.
Yeah. And it's funny because like you go through Instagram and I'll see people I don't even know, and they're like in this throne, and I'm like, oh, weird. It's very weird. But
That person
yeah.
should, I hope they washed.
I hope they wash their butt. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back with Matthew Blood-Smyth. With that, we are
10 drink minimum.
Did I turn your mic on, Smiley?
I think you did.
Yeah, I did.
I hear his
We're back. We're live.
full effect.
Barney Lopez says, I need the throne for Tom Waits for Christmas. Is that right, Barney Lopez? All right. That's you can have
that's
it.
fair.
You can borrow it. I'll do it for Barney Lopez. We're back. Smiley's here. Matthew Blood-Smyth
Howdy do.
from the show You're Wrong is here. A comedian. Man, I was in Durango last weekend, right?
Uh-huh.
And this does not pertain to you because you don't drink, you said, right?
I retired a champion.
Nice. Yeah.
I got my belt. I'm
So-
good
I
now.
did, yeah. No, like
Yeah.
I won the Comedian's Power Hour. That was
Is that really? Oh,
yeah.
I saw that for the first time. Like, I know it went on for years, and I finally saw it a couple months ago.
yeah. It's a blast. It's super fun, and it wasn't like a
Yeah.
thing. It's just like I got to a certain point where I would have the shits for 3 days. I'm like, I guess I'm done.
Oh, yeah.
But I mean, I owned a bar back in the day, and I don't know. I'm really curious to see how much beer I drank over that.
You think there's going to be like a stat page, like when you die?
Yeah, that's dude, exactly what I want. Actually, I want to be like,
Right.
can you make a pool that's exactly the size of all the beers I drank?
Yes, yes.
Like, well, this is really big.
But that smell is
That would be
strong.
actually kind of cool. Like,
Yeah, wouldn't that be great?
I'd be like, well, all right, I'm
I like
cool
how
with
you
dying
immediately
now.
got there, like a stats page when you die, and I was like, yes, that's exactly
Yeah.
what I want. I also want to see a turd.
This isn't a pool. This is a lake.
Can
like
you?
all of the
Yeah,
turds.
of all the turds I've ever pooped.
All
yeah.
of it, yeah, just one big Noah's Ark dookie.
Oh wow! So we were in Durango last week, and I found something I'd never heard of in my entire life, and I'm going to make Smiley do it because he
Okay.
was late.
Oh God, no.
And it's
what do
called
we
it's called cocktail caviar,
Oh my gosh.
and it's basically boba alcohol. If you like boba,
I do like boba.
yeah, but it's alcohol. I'll do it with you, Smiley. Don't worry. Don't worry. I'll tell you this though. I did have this out
I
at
will
a.
take my penance. I am very, very sorry for being
That's
late.
okay. Look at this. Look, it looks like caviar. Yeah, it kind of does. You know, like look.
It looks like
Yeah.
like fish bait.
Yeah, yeah.
Power balls or
caviar.
whatever.
Caviar. Yeah. But like, I'll tell you this, Smiley. Everyone that had this at the party did not like it.
Drink up, Chody
Hold
boy.
on, let me pour mine. I'm pouring mine. When I say pour, I'm spooning it into the shot glass.
It's just a bunch of globs.
It's globs, little balls of booze. Now watch. Here's my prediction.
I probably would have.
I think Smiley's gonna like this.
I'm not anticipating anything.
Have you heard of this before, Smiley? You work in a liquor store.
I like boba.
I do work at a liquor store, and yeah, part of my job is having to taste test all this shit that we're never going to stock because it's
All right.
terrible. Oh, what is
So
this?
hold on, before you take this, I want to show this to the camera. Look at this. It's like little
Take
balls.
this?
Before you insert this into your body, however you do
it
this.
looks like a prop on like
What
Yeah.
the fuck?
some Star Trek series or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah. So, what do you think it's going to taste like, Smiley?
I'm just hoping to open my throat, and I'm just gonna fall down.
No,
there.
you got to let him pop in your mouth. Let him pop in.
Don't be a pussy. Snort them.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, don't be a pussy. Snort him.
Boof the balls.
I just did a couple.
Oh God! They do pop.
They pop in your mouth, right?
Oh, the look of horror on your face, Smiley. His hand all shaking.
I don't mind it. It's very sweet, though.
Suck it down, boy.
Do
right.
this. Do it, man. Be a man. I'm going to soak them in Malort, too. That'll be real good, right?
They don't look that bad.
I don't think it's that bad.
What is the flavor?
Blueberry.
Blueberry. Oh, so it's like
It says peach on the bottle, but the outward label said blueberry, and it's more blueberry.
it's blueberryish. Mm-hmm. Blue is pretty much my favorite flavor of stuff. Like,
Blue? Did you say blue?
Blue, yeah. Give me a blue candy.
I like blue.
Blue Gatorades.
I like purple.
purple's good. Purple's a good flavor.
I agree.
Oh my god.
Are you okay? I love this shot right here because like I'm sitting here and he's like in the background just like cringing.
The texture is all wrong. I do not like it at all.
Just stick your finger in there and suck them out.
Yum yum. Just think what the fish eat.
I like boba.
I like the name, though.
I probably would be the one at the party that was just chug-a-lugging those things.
Oh,
dude.
just swallowing the whole bottle.
Yeah, just a big blue.
Your mouth's all blue.
I can see why no one liked this.
And this is also in the same liquor store that they had and
me
everybody
see that
was
thing.
everyone was
Where the
mad.
hell did you find this? Whoop, whoop.
Brody.
It's fine, sweetheart.
Everybody was like mad at me because I took a picture and I sent it. I'll send it. Maybe I'll put it on Instagram.
Well, it does smell like blueberry.
There was a booze there it was a whiskey. There was a whiskey in a bottle that was like looked that did not shape like it was shaped like, but it looked literally like a large bullet. And everyone's like, "You didn't buy it?" And here was the flavor of this whiskey, right?
This is totally mislabeled.
It is.
Because it says colored
Peach.
with beta carotene. Beta carotene is not this color.
Yeah, it is
No.
totally not that
Beta
color at all.
carotene is orange.
Well, it had a different label on it, and they apologized for their labeling because apparently, I guess they had done something wrong, and it's blueberry.
And it's only 12.5% alcohol.
Yeah, it's not much.
I don't care what it is. It's wrong.
But there was the whiskey that was in the bullet casing, right? Now, hey, we've all heard of like a peanut butter whiskey, right?
Yes.
This had taken it one step farther. It was jalapeno peanut butter whiskey. And I was like, who the fuck was like, peanut butter and jalapeno? That sounds amazing. No.
Nobody thought it sounded amazing,
No.
like in a good way.
No.
But it's like, what concoction can I come up to it with?
We'll see.
How can I punish my friends
Yeah.
for being late to the podcast?
To be late for the
Jalapeno peanut butter.
I mean,
whiskey.
it's I would like that better than this thing.
Yeah. Well, Smiley, you work at a liquor. He works at Bird of Paradise.
I work at the Bird of
How much
Paradise on
stuff
Sunday.
comes in that just literally is novelty and just comes and goes? I mean, that's pretty much every week, right?
Like, I'm gonna say like 90% of the products.
Do you ever get like something and you're like, that was so good, and then it's gone, and you're like, fuck,
No,
really? It's
that
just
has
all,
never fucking
It's
happened.
all garbage.
Yeah, it's garbage like this every week. Do you want to stock this in your store? No, I would like to. You could go away and never talk to me again.
Yeah, I feel like this was at the counter, and I was getting beer, and I was like, oh, throw this in. This bottle was like $24.
That's too much for that.
Yeah, oh yeah, and speaking of that,
I mean, it doesn't
It's all stuck
seem-
in my
it's-
teeth now.
It's
man.
certainly not to be like drank on its own. It's like to throw into some bubbling like that's
Well,
that's
yeah.
a Halloween type.
yeah,
of
it's like
situation.
7%. Like, why would you? What would you put? I mean, I guess maybe
You put it in some other
vodka or
Other
a
thing,
martini.
yeah. So it's like I was working in the
It's
lab.
a
late
blueberry
one night.
boba martini. You know what? That's a good idea. Smiley martinis next week.
Martini built for two.
Would you do a martini with that in it?
No, this is nasty as fuck. I would not put this into something. I'm like, am I going to ruin a cocktail? I also used to own a bar. I like my cocktails. I like to make them correctly.
So
and I
how-
would not throw something.
How did you end
like
up in
this
the
in
Czech
there.
Republic?
Yeah, I was just kind of wandering around and sort of blew that way. Yeah.
You were one of those folks, huh? I don't know where I'm going.
I don't know where I'm going.
Don't know where I've been.
Yeah, but I knew. I mean, basically, I was traveling around Europe. My dad died when I was a kid,
That sucks, man.
and I got thank you. I mean, you're right, it did suck. And then when I turned 21, I got what was like left over from the life insurance, and I'd already been kicked out of university for arson.
Holy shit!
And so
We didn't get.
For arson?
yeah, just a little bit of arson.
Minor arson?
Yeah.
Arson 4. They reduced it to willful destruction of property.
Oh, that's always fun, right?
Yeah. And I realized that I was not probably gonna. I was like, I could use this money to get like part of an education that I'll neither complete nor appreciate.
Or maybe not even use.
Or I mean, yeah, and I was also studying acting at the time. Like I can already do that. It's not that hard.
I went to school for 10 years. I used none of those degrees, and I'm an actor now.
Right?
I got yelled at when I said that I wouldn't need to go to acting class. Someone said, "Oh, actually, you would."
I mean, you need classes. You need training.
You need to know what you're
But
doing.
like going to a university, especially the one that like I got into, like it does like if you get into Juilliard, that's a different thing, right?
Well, yeah.
Or like Yale or whatever. But it's just like if you go, like I just went to the University of Northern Colorado because like that was what was available to me.
For acting.
Yeah, and it was just like I barely graduated high school because I was kind of I was a bit too drunk to go to most of my senior year.
Yeah.
Because I was also not living at home
in
at the
high
time.
school, or
Yeah, I was not living at home the last years of school.
You're already out and about.
Yeah, dude. I know.
You're already adulting.
I know a
it
little
up.
bit about rock and roll. You know what I'm saying? I've had fleas, so like let's do this. You know, and so yeah, basically, I just was like, I'm gonna. I didn't have any things. I didn't have where I needed to be, so I just like left the country and was traveling around, and the opportunity presented itself, and it was like I had maybe 10% of the money that you should have, not even.
Yeah.
Like.
Well, wait. How old are you? This
I was 21. When
see, when you're 21,
you can just do shit.
you don't fucking need a lot of money to do
No,
anything.
I mean, I lived without hot water in my apartment for
right.
3.5 years. I washed my. I would
for 3.5 years.
Yeah. What I would do is I would take and the apartment only had like a sink, and the toilet was like in like down the hall.
Yeah.
It was like one of those like
communal.
old European buildings, right? What the Czechs call a chinjak, and so I had a tea kettle that I would boil on the stove, and I would stand in a big like if you were a restaurant and you were making stew, I had one of those, and I would stand in it, and then in the hand sink in my apartment I would pour half of the hot water and like cut it and like suds up,
Oh wow.
and then like rinse that out, and then I would rinse myself off with the rest of it, right? And I lived like that for a few years. And it was just like behind the bar 6-7 nights a week,
Right.
and just
bartending.
And like we ran out of money while we were building it. So it was like, I've seen this movie.
Wait a
We're
minute.
going to raise money by partying.
So wait a minute. So like you
And
were.
so I would like,
Yeah.
and basically like for real, like we bought like a couple of, like a keg and like vodka and wine and like some juice and sodas.
Yeah.
And whatever like we would sell that night, I would take that, like I would just buy whatever we had sold,
Yeah.
like re-up, and then like buy like stucco and like paint and stuff
Yeah.
for the rest of it to like complete the project, and we lived like that for years.
You guys were like you're like in your 20s, broke as shit, and you're like, let's open a bar.
Yeah, I met my business partner there. Yeah, he was already out there. A guy named Noah Lucas, and he still is out there.
When you say you ran out of money, where did you get the original money?
From the insurance, life insurance.
That's what you were using.
Yeah.
To open the bar.
Yeah, I mean, and it was not nearly enough. Not nearly enough. No.
I don't know what it costs to open a business in the Czech Republic. But
No, I mean things were less costly there at that time, and
Right.
like money did go farther. But I mean, it was pretty insane
how long did you own the bar?
for like 8.5, 9 years.
Oh shit!
That's a way better run than I had.
I feel like we could do a podcast on just the 8 or 9 years you owned the bar.
There's plenty of stories, man.
Oh, I bet. What was the end of it? Like what?
I started making a living as an actor, and I was like, "Fuck this."
Is the bar still around, or is it gone?
No, it closed down shortly after I left. My old partner Noah has a new business kind of by that name called Blind Eye Studios, where right now it's mostly like a burlesque space and stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
Which it seems really cool, and that was it was an insane time. I started a theater company out there called Blood, Love, and Rhetoric with my friends.
So you're just that guy that you're like, I'm gonna go.
Yeah,
Things are gonna go.
I'm just gonna go do shit.
Yeah.
And then like I spend a lot more time alone now because I'm like older. Like I'm not as crazy, and like I don't like when I say like I don't drink anymore. Like it's not like I reached rock bottom, but I was like I feel like I've explored all that this has to offer.
You just finished. You're like I had all the drinks that I
Well,
wanted.
yeah, and I just
now.
have a sensey tum tum too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that'll do it.
Oh,
Did,
that'll
did
totally
you,
do it.
It's like I'm like, I can't really eat for 3 days.
did you have to go through any kind of program, or you just stopped?
No, I just stopped.
Yeah.
I just was like done. Like like I said, I did the Comedian's Power Hour. I was up against Steph Darnell, and it was fun. I
Did
won.
you
I
win?
was,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm the champ.
I would have continued drinking had I lost. And like I gotta yeah.
I got to keep training.
Yeah, no, and it was really
Steph
really
Darnell,
fun.
you got to say the prayers, take the vitamins.
That's right, dude. And so that was a nice way to kind of step out of it. But yeah, no, I mean the wine die, those were really, really wild times.
Oh yeah, I mean I
personally believe that if you get the chance, everyone should own a bar at least once in their life because it's an amazing experience.
I don't know. I can't say that I recommend it.
It's got to be rough, man.
Yeah, like people have asked, will occasionally ask me, like, "Would you do that again?" I was like, "If I had a couple $1 million that I could lose, yeah, I would."
Oh, yeah, no.
I would start.
How do you make $1 million in the bar industry? Have like
Start with 20 million.
Yeah, start with $20 million.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
like it would be fun, and
Yeah.
I do. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, like I do like look around at spaces. I'm like, we could turn this into a club. That would work.
Yeah.
You know, like I'd love to have like a.
See, and I feel like
like an indie comedy club here because,
Yeah.
like I said, it's really important for
Yeah.
you know, because it is an art. I know a lot of comedians chafe that it being called an art, and it's like, well, what else is it?
But see,
is it a science?
here's-
It's
here's-
like, what
here's-
is it?
here's
it's
where
a
I'm at.
craft. It's like macaroni.
as a person who chafed
Mosaics.
at calling what I do an art for a long time, it if they don't understand that, then they probably aren't far enough along to be a comedian. Because like, here's what I don't like is, and I've gotten really chill about it in the last couple of years, but I used to not. When people would be like, "Oh, hey, I've been meaning to talk to you. I'd like to start a podcast because I see what you do and it looks pretty fun and it's it's cool," and it's like, all right, way to downplay like everything that I do and like how how really like not easy.
But you were just about to do that with acting.
I know, right? No, there's definitely an art to that. I was just being an ass, but like, way to call me out on that. I like that. But like, comedy's the same way. Like,
Thank you.
All the time.
There's nothing easy about it.
I mean, there's something. I think it really depends. I generally dislike the word easy anyway because it's
Right.
like who fucking knows for whom. You know what I mean? There are things that are simple,
Right.
right? You can I can be like, oh, this is a simple thing, right? There's not that many moving parts. Is it hard? I don't know. Like, what are your aptitudes?
Well, yeah,
Nice.
it's very true. But like the bigger thing too is like after a while, like if you see somebody doing comedy, podcasting, music, and it looks like flawless and easy to you, that's because they're really fucking good at it.
Yeah.
They've done
Yeah.
they've done it like 1.5 million times.
acting. I mean,
Yeah.
some people are natural. That is not. There's no.
Yeah, but that can only take you so far,
It
right?
can, right.
Like it's like you have to have some kind of talent to like,
Yeah.
especially if you're gonna like get
And-
to top
and-
tier. But you also have to work
Work
hard at
ethic,
it.
yes.
And I think, and I'm like, there are definitely ways in which like that has,
Right.
like I've probably fallen short in some ways with that because it's like, I also just want to live like a
Right.
life,
Yes.
like, and it's like, I think there is also something about that like you do have to live a little bit to be a good artist because
Yes.
otherwise
You have nothing to draw
gets,
from.
yeah, your focus gets so small
Well,
that,
I like the issue like that I see is like these parents. They're like, well, my kid they're like, I'm gonna grow up and I'm gonna be a YouTuber and that's what I'm gonna do for a job. And it's funny because like you'll tell those parents, they're like, yeah, well, when you were young, you were like, when I grow up, I'm gonna be in a rock band or I'm gonna be like in movies or TV. It's no different. It's like, but like and they're like, well, and then someone's like, well, I feel like it's easier for people to do things like that now. And I'm like, it is,
It just looks
and it
that way.
isn't. Because, like, go start a YouTube channel and
see how far you get.
and see how far you go, and then see how, like, get 1,000 followers on YouTube.
Yeah.
Try that. Try to do that, and see how much work it takes.
Oh, yeah.
It's a job. It's a fucking job.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not kidding, And to watch someone do it and to meet those people, like we met the guy and I was like, Jesus, this guy's like, I see why. And everybody thinks like, oh, you just got to do one viral video. No, I've had two viral videos. I've had one get 1 million, one get 1.3 million videos. Not a successful anything,
Yeah, and the thing is,
Yeah.
like that's the like I say, kind of to bring that back around to like what we're talking about, like in like film and television and stuff, is that the cycle of things disappearing out of the zeitgeist is so much faster now.
Right.
Right.
That's
It's
exactly
like,
what
it's
it
like,
is.
It's like
The
we're-
attention span is very short.
You
have to strike
which is
when-
why you
while the
have to make your
iron's hot
hawk twa coin immediately.
Yes. And the thing too is like you talked about having a life.
Yeah,
Well, the people who are successful, and I mean like from always. Like Jim Henson didn't have a life. He was like all the time going. Actors, whatever. Like they're all the time going. Like those people, like, and they're hitting it. Like very few people that get successful in like entertainment have a career where they just have a long time. It's a lot of them that like have that short time period, and they have to, they're like in the public eye constantly, and then people are tired of them, and then you don't see them for like 10 years.
Yeah,
it happens.
And then that's the thing too. Like because I've been an actor for about 35 years now. Right, since I was a little kid, and I've been acting in like film and television for I don't know, like 20 something now, and it's just like. I don't know. I definitely don't have the same sense of like grasping for it anymore. Right. Like it's a part of my life. It's like a part of all these other things that I do.
Because that's what
because
you
it
are.
Is like it's that's who you are. It's like I would love every now and then like I will like have a role that I'm like, oh gosh, like I auditioned for something. I'm like, this could really change my life, but how long would that change my life? Right. And it's like I had one that I lost to Rainn Wilson. And the fact that it was like, I was like in the same category as that. I'm just this dude, I'm just some dude.
Well, he was just a dude.
Yeah, but now he's, like he's Rainn Wilson.
That took one role.
Right, but I mean, sweetie.
Brody.
What do we do? She doesn't like it.
She doesn't like your aggressive tones towards Rainn Wilson. She's a big Office fan.
Yeah, well, I mean, but also like, where's the like, most of the rest of that cast isn't doing the same level of stuff. And,
of The Office?
Yeah.
Well, have you seen like how he's kind of like on this journey of like what makes his life like meaning?
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's like acting doesn't do it, and it's like wow.
No, it doesn't.
It's kind of nuts. So the thing that like trips me out is like you have these people who are like successful. And then now like they're falling into like they were an actor that was like really big and successful, and now they're like later in life falling into a gig where they're like doing like a game show, like Drew Carey, like for example, and someone's like, ooh, he's on The Price is Right, and I'm like, yeah,
that's a great gig.
What a great gig, right? He shows up to work.
The last guy that was on the Price
he shows up. He shows up to work every like however often they film.
I don't know.
Because they film several shows in a day, right?
Probably, yeah.
I know they do because like I watched the documentary on like the guy that gamed The Price is Right, which is amazing, by the way. And that they only film like so many months out of the year, and they film enough episodes that they can fill the whole year, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, and they're paying Drew Carey like millions of dollars a year, and that's his gig. And then if he wants. He can go tour around the United States and do stand-up.
Sure.
And fucking make more money if he needs it.
Yeah, but I mean, I have to hope
that's a good end, like,
At that point, he's doing all those things because it's a good time, and he seems to be having fun. I mean, I would love to, like, host Whose Line Is It Anyway? Yeah. I don't know if I could. I don't think I can handle The Price is Right. I think that would probably drive me nuts after a while.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like you once you get in the groove of it, you're just good.
Yes, I guess. But I also really like novelty a lot.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things I like about comedy and what drew me to it. Like after coming from the theater world for so long, like my first like rehearsals that I've been in years. And it's like, oh fuck, like I'm locked into this thing that I have to do.
Yeah.
Every night for like the next couple of months.
Isn't that weird, right?
It's bizarre. And then like with comedy, it's like I have an idea.
Yeah,
I can go take it to the stage like that, and it works or it doesn't. Thankfully, most of the time, it does seem to work. But
what do you think? I mean, we got to. You need to get out of here, right?
Yeah, I do.
Well, what do you think about like what I think is
for a minute, but
kind of cool is Bill Burr. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you saw what he's doing. He's on Broadway right now.
Yeah, he's doing fucking Glengarry Glen Ross. Yeah, I was in that play. It's a great play.
Yeah, with Bob Odenkirk.
Bob Odenkirk, yeah.
And who's the other?
I would love to see
Kieran Culkin. Yeah. I would love to go to that, right?
Yeah.
And I heard him interviewed about it, and I was just like, and he's so nonchalant about it, and I'm like, what's so cool about that? Kieran Culkin, that's in his wheelhouse. At this point, Bob Odenkirk, it's not a stretch for him, but I feel like for Bill Burr, it's like this got to be. I mean, probably not now, but like when he first got in there,
He was already in Star Wars, man.
Yeah, but Star Wars and being on Broadway are two different deals.
That's true.
You know, because like going out and doing a live, in person, can't fuck it up. No retake. You know,
But well, I mean, that's a great thing about plays, and the thing is, you will fuck it up.
Yeah.
If you're doing a play,
Yeah.
like, and that's the exciting thing is that you have to like
Go through it.
stick in the groove and stuff like that.
just
But
keep going.
I don't know. I mean, if like there's so many of those like transferable skills like
Yeah.
that he's already got, and also like if you know that play, Bill Burr is a fucking shoe-in for those characters.
I want to know. I don't even know. I need to look up what role he is because I love that movie.
Yeah, well, I hope that it's Moss because that's who I play.
I want to know who did the Alec Baldwin the part. Like,
Well, you know that wasn't in the original stage version.
Yeah,
They added that in the film.
serious?
Yeah,
no
dude.
kid. Is
They
it in,
added
is
that
it
in
in
the
the, is it in the stage version now?
I mean, a lot of times they do put it in the stage
Yeah.
version. The one that we did, we didn't. We used the original script.
Interesting.
But that one, but a lot of times they do because people were like, "What is this shit? There's that whole part's gone." And
yeah,
it's like that wasn't
fuck
in there.
you. That's what my name is. You know that whole
Steak knives.
Yeah, he's all first prize is a Cadillac Eldorado, second prize steak knives, third prize you're fired. You know,
Yeah,
such a good. I did not know that was not in the original
Yeah.
play. I did not know that. So I found that. Well, shit. Now we got to bring you back to do more because I want to know more about the bar. I want to know more about
yeah.
acting.
Be happy to. Yeah,
Yeah,
I can definitely talk about acting for a long time. I have
Yeah.
a lot of feelings about.
I'm
it.
going to need you to sit by the phone,
Okay.
and we'll call you.
Well, thankfully, I'm addicted to it, so like, that's not going to be that hard. If you text me, I'll be like, "Oh,
Yay!
let me just be like, let me pause my
You're all,
let me
alcohol,
pause my ASMR video. Real
Alcohol,
quick.
I'm done. Phone, I can't quit you.
Oh, dude, no, it is the worst, dude. It just sucks us
Yeah.
right in because it's like everything
Isn't it?
is right here.
Yeah, it's kind of a
It's
Kind of a dick.
we're
Yeah, the second they came out with a pocket computer, I was like, well, that's it. I'm ruined.
doomed.
Yeah.
Because all I used to do was just sit at home and look at my computer, and I'm like, now it's in my pocket. I can move.
Dude, no, I didn't want one for the longest time. Like, I had a flip phone, which I liked having. I often think about going back to that because it's like, you know, and it gives you that little report of like how much time you spent
Yep.
on there. And I don't want to know. That hurts.
What the fuck is your problem, my phone? I don't need to know this.
I don't need to know
I
this.
saw a guy with a flip phone the other night, and he had duct tape on the back of it.
Fuck yeah, dude. Did you like follow him? Did you like sell all your possessions and were like,
He
Show me the
did
way.
have a mullet
okay,
and
see?
a leather vest on.
Couple of things that the man has figured out: mullet, leather vest, flip phone.
Yeah, and he does art for a living and
You know,
makes lots
stay
of money.
tuned for more.
Okay, and how are you not
Fashion
following this guy?
necessities.
This sounds perfect.
Right.
What's that?
This sounds perfect. Well, we're gonna get out of here. Go check out You're Wrong.
Peace.
Every
Every second Friday of the month. Yeah, to come and check out this
second
next
Fridays.
One. This next one, as we
Yeah.
say, May 9th, 7:30 at the Box Annex. Annex.
Yeah. And then you know what? The next night, Duke City Championship Wrestling and almost
Whoop,
AAA
whoop, whoop.
Cabaret.
Whoop whoop whoop! So much
Yeah.
happening here in the Duke City.
I hate people like there's nothing to do here. Well, because
Well, maybe pull your head out of your ass.
yeah,
And fucking,
pull your fucking heads out of
not
your
that far. Like,
asses.
just go to like holdmyticket.com. There's like 1,000 things.
Did you try looking?
Yeah. Did you check out the any of the several newspapers that are around?
Have you tried pulling your head out of your asses?
It's stuck. My sphincter is too tight, and I'm having a hard time breathing. Please adjust my snorkel.
Exactly. And with that,
We are
10
10 drink minimum.